Whoa. Let's try that again. Good morning. Nice. My name is Tim Richardson. I'm with the National Recreation Foundation, Director of Partnerships, and we're proud partners with the Children in Nature Network. Thank you all for joining us here in my beautiful city, Atlanta, and we have a very special treat in store for you today. A couple of housekeeping things before we get started. First, we have these little cards at your desk, at your tables. These are your surveys. We need to know how to make this event yet better, and we need to know what your experience was. So please scan the QR code, not during the presentation, but do scan the QR code and let us know. I was asked to give a couple of reflections on this few days together, and this is my first conference here. And I just have to say, I am so moved by the quality of the people here and the drive that you have and how you're moving mountains in this movement. This is a movement. Look around you, okay? So, those of you that were in my sessions before, you know what we're going to do. But the name of the organization is Children in Nature Network. All right. So we're going to do call and response. I'll say children, and then you'll say, very good. And I say nature, and you say, very good. So, and when we do children, I want everyone to hold a child in your hand, invisible child. Okay? And when we say nature, I want you to reach your hands up to the sky, and you could be looking up through the trees. You could be a tree, but nature, okay? And then network. So we say children, nature, network. Got it. Okay. So let's try it one time, and then we'll get started. The name of this great organization and why we're all here, because we're touching on all of these elements, is for the children. Where's the baby? I don't see the invisible babies. Okay. Now look at that invisible baby. No, seriously, look at that invisible baby. So all the PhDs and training and everything that you have are focused on the invisible baby. The ones that are in your town that you aren't reaching right yet, and those that are yet to come. That's why we're here. Nature. Yeah. So all of us have this passion, and we know that nature is good for health, it's good for the environment, it's good for us breathing, children and nature, but it's not fair, Sarah, it is not fair that we hold all of these gifts to ourselves. So I want us to, when we leave here and we get home back in our jobs, think about how we can share that magic of nature with more folks in our community, especially kids that don't have a chance to experience it. And then finally, network. Yeah, network. And that's a command. Network. Yeah, look around your table. People that you don't know, make sure you know them before you leave here today. This is your support system. It is a very special honor to introduce our welcoming presenter. This is scary because I knew her before she was here. But we have a very special guest, Yolanda Renee King. And she's the granddaughter of Martin Luther King, Jr. Her dad and mom are dear friends, and I thank all three of you for taking time. I know you have to rush off to school, but for taking time to join us today. But I'd like to tell you a little bit about Yolanda. She was not surprising that she is a passionate advocate for rights. She's that baby that we're talking about, but she's carrying that torch forward so that other people of her generation know that they have a role and a place in this world and that they have to say something about it. I understand that she was in the White House with the president, President Obama, and and she must have been 10 at that time, and she was little. And so she was 7. And she approaches the president. I'm sure he was expecting the photo op or whatever it is. And she pleasantly says, what are we going to do about all these guns? Huh? Our speaker was born May 25th, 2008, here in Atlanta. And she carries such a huge legacy with her, but she carries it proudly and she moves the ball forward. You may have seen her on any of the news shows. When there's been an issue in America, particularly related to kids, school shootings, gun violence, she's there and she has something to say. Her spirit uplifts you. Her smile uplifts you. I feel like the future's in great hands when I hear her and when I see her present. But there's also a pledge that we made to this invisible baby that we have to activate too. We have to activate. How many of you sometimes feel kind of small? It's just me. It's just me. Am I doing my thing? But you're not alone. That's part of what the legacy has been about, is that we're all in this together to make it a better place. And all together, we are a movement. Atlanta is a place of dreams. You got to dream it first. You got to then do something. You have to activate. And that's what I hope you walk away from here with. It's my high honor to introduce you all to the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Yolanda Renee King.
Sorry. Good morning. Thank you for introducing me. And thanks also to the Children and Nature Network for organizing this important Inside Out International Conference and for inviting me to address this closing session. I want to welcome all of you who have come to Atlanta from different communities, states, and nations for this wonderful program. You are now in the heart of the New South, the city where my grandfather, Martin Luther King Jr., was born and raised. As his only grandchild, I feel a calling to do all that I can to carry his message of justice and hope to the younger generation. And this most certainly applies to our common quest to protect the environment and stop the pollution of our earth, air, and water. My grandfather was assassinated just before the environmental movement exploded into public awareness. But environmental activists used the nonviolent methods of protest Martin Luther King Jr. pioneered to win great victories. Even today, his legacy of nonviolent social change provides our best hope for restoring the environment. My grandfather once said, "All life is interrelated. We are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly." With these words, he was telling us about the importance of seeking harmony with one another and natural harmony with all of life on our beautiful planet. Every child should have clean air to breathe and clean water to drink. But too many children in cities like Flint, Michigan, and in some Indian reservations in the US, and really all over the world, still don't have clean water or safe air to breathe because of pollution. But to be effective advocates for the environment, we have to strengthen the connection between all children and nature. And when I say all children, I mean children of every race, nation, and religion. We have been gifted the most beautiful planet full of resources to provide a good life for everyone, so we can all thrive together as sisters and brothers in peace. All of the wars, poverty, and destruction, that's human mess that we are challenged to correct. And so we all share a sacred duty to love and protect one another and Mother Earth from the ravages of pollution, war, and environmental destruction. Children who live in cities need fresh air and recreation to thrive. Many kids need more time in nature to help recover from stressful situations and the difficult challenges of their lives. But too many children have lost their connection to nature because of war, poverty, pollution, the COVID pandemic, video games, and the lack of opportunities to visit places of natural beauty. It's up to all of us, children and adults, to correct this imbalance. We can do this if we have the vision, courage, and commitment to make it happen. Today, too many children never get the chance to enjoy the beauty of nature. So many kids live in poverty in cities, and there are very few enrichment programs to take them out into beautiful wilderness areas, jungles, or mountains. We also need more recreation programs to help kids see the great rivers, lakes, and forests around the world. There are a lot of good documentaries to educate children about the natural world, but we also need to get away from television and digital screens and go outside of the cities and visit the countryside in person. There is just no substitute for being in nature. Perhaps an international Earth Scout program could help kids in every country to get involved in helping to restore the natural environment. And every young person should have some experience with gardening and taking care of animals. Let's make that part of public school education everywhere. Big corporations could provide more support for programs like these to reconnect children to nature, not disconnect them. Kids are very concerned about the extinction threat of animals and plants. The great rainforests are the lungs of the earth, and so the children who live in the great rainforests of Africa, Asia, and Latin America can help teach the world about the natural beauty of Earth and the need to protect it. Being in nature can be so powerful, can be a powerful healing experience for kids who have only known the noise, pressures, and stress of life in big cities. A simple walk in the woods can be beneficial to kids and really anyone. The Japanese have a lovely phrase, shirin-yoku, which means forest bathing. The idea is that walking in the woods increases the oxygen we breathe. The green beauty of the forest relaxes our eyes, and quiet sounds of nature help take away the stress we may be feeling. To grow up healthy and strong, children need more access to the natural world. We, the children and young people of the earth, must now declare our commitment to the sacred cause of environmental justice and restoration. We love our communities and our countries, but we must now also declare ourselves to be citizens of Mother Earth who are ready to protect it. In doing so, we will strengthen the bonds between children and nature, and we can begin to create a better world for all people. Thank you.